So, what are we gonna do tonight, O.C.G?
Why, same thing we try to do every night, Bertram. Take over the world. I mean, Twitch. Take over Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, joined once again by my faithful manservant / fucktotem Bertram, and this is my review for Werewolf the Apocalypse, Earthblood. So my friends, Werewolf the Apocalypse, Earthblood, a title so long only supercalifragilisticexpialidocious has it beat in terms of syllables. I might be exaggerating, but it's still a bloody long title. Personally, I would have gone with Werewolf the Apocalypse, or Werewolf End of Days, or Werewolf Hairy Situation, or, my personal favourite, Werewolf Shit Hits Bad. For the purpose of this review, I will simply refer to the game as Werewolf. Now, that's Werewolf as in WEREWOLF, not WHEREWOLF. You see, that means something else entirely. And if you're curious, the answer to that question is the zoo. Or at Duran Duran's house. You'll get that joke later and wish you had laughed. Werewolf released this month for the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, and those other inferior consoles, and tells the tale of Callahan, a member of a tribe? Is that the word? Cult? Group? Let's go with group. Anyway, Callahan is a member of a group of werewolves who must fight against an evil corporation. So, take my advice, dear viewer. Do not dare to mock or annoy Callahan, or he'll turn into a beast. A 7-foot, hung like a horse killing machine.
The bare minimum
So,
for leading a
rather
handful of
like
activists
me
against a
after I
mega
have
like
one
injury.
too many gins.
Aside from a couple
Albeit without the
Thanks,
hung
asshole.
like a horse
You know,
part.
always knew
I
you'd
am
come
more
back. It was just a matter of
hung
when.
like an
This
ant.
isn't quite the reunion I had in mind.
Moving
But it's a happy
on.
one.
So, for
I
the
heard
majority
about
of
the
the
handiwork of
game,
mine.
you will infiltrate and sneak around enemy bases,
Cahal?
opening doors, etc.,
must have a lot to
etc.,
talk about.
before
check on
inevitably
the soul
getting
channels.
into combat
Catch you
and transforming
Madonna,
into your hairy alter
How are you
ego.
doing?
On the subject of which,
It's
I
not
haven't
time to
seen
be
someone
doing
that
that
hairy since I accidentally
abandon me
walked
for
in on my
5 years.
mother-in-law in the shower. Though,
I
it
had no
did
other
confirm
choice.
my suspicion
If I
that
stayed, I
some
would
of
have
us
endangered
are
the pack.
yet to evolve from ape into
That's what you told me
man,
when you left.
or,
I
in
didn't
her
think that
case,
either.
ape
You know, it's
into
hard enough to get over
woman.
Mom's death, but
No,
dealing with the fact that
with
you
all
chose
this
to leave me behind
sneaking
when I
round
needed you
enemy
most.
bases,
That
enemies
was
in
the
mech suits,
You were
this
so
game
focused on doing
made
what
me
you thought
think
was
of
right.
Metal Gear
You
Solid,
never thought about what it
or
might do to
should
me.
I say, Metal Gear Werewolf,
Maybe you're right.
if you will.
I didn't
Just,
think about how it might hurt
without
you.
the 5-hour
I spent those
cutscenes
5
and
years
diarrhea.
trying to go back to the man I was.
Unlike Metal Gear,
Even if
though,
you were with me,
this
I
is
would.
not a particularly
Would be
deep
me.
game. Sort of a
Just as it was.
monkey
I was
see,
in no
monkey
state to look
do
after you.
arrangement.
I
Or
couldn't
should
have
I
fought
say,
when you did.
werewolf see,
I
werewolf do.
Stop,
See an
Cahal.
enemy,
I'm
tear
really
them
not
to
in the mood to hear about
shreds.
it.
See an
And then
enemy,
just go
rip
back
off
to letting
their
feelings
head.
interact with me.
See
They killed
another
my
werewolf, mate on the spot,
all I care about
see
is
another
turning
werewolf, have lots
Roger
of
told me
cubs.
you and Ada were undercover
I
again.
think you get my point.
That's right. I managed
You're
to
going to
infiltrate
be
the Bradford
sneaking
site. They
and
just upped my
killing a
security
lot
clearance,
of
too.
people in this
I've got
game.
access to their
In
protected
fact,
data.
I
This is the
don't
best
think
chance
I've
we've ever
seen
had
this
taking
much
Endron down.
blood
We
since
sink
I
in
took
beams.
Carrie to her prom. It was her
Sink Endron
time
from
of
the
the
inside.
month, you see.
And how do you plan on doing that?
Now, the combat
A while
in
back,
Werewolf
Eva
is your
Varco and I
basic
discovered that
weak
Endron's
and
injected
heavy
new
melee
recruits with a special
attacks,
serum that
mixed
makes
up
them
with
more-
special unlockable attacks. So, it's a lot like Bayonetta, just without the sexual innuendos. Still, there's no denying how fun it is to rip someone's head off. It's fun in the game as well. Is the combat repetitive? Well, yes it is. But everything is repetitive. Life is repetitive. Masturbation is repetitive. And unlike that, at least this game won't give you a strain injury. Well, unless you're holding the controller while never mind. How about a little bit more of the story to distract you, dear viewer? Splendid! So, after a tragic event in the opening of the game, our hero goes into self-imposed exile for 5 years. Why? Well, how the hell should I know? I played the game, but that doesn't mean I was paying attention, or awake, or not distracted by a stain on my ceiling that later turned out to be blood. And no, before you ask, I don't know how blood got on my ceiling. Though Carrie did have a nasty habit of throwing her underwear wherever she pleased, so... Voice acting. The voice acting in the game is... How do I put this without offending any of the actors? Well, let's just say I've heard better line delivery at an AA meeting. And those people are drunkards and can't even string together a coherent sentence. In some of the more dramatic scenes in the game, the characters have all the emotional weight of the devil taking confession. Graphics. How were the graphics? Well, the graphics are from a time when Shia LaBeouf was still relevant. And not insane. That's to say, they are incredibly outdated. Either the developers were working with a very small budget, or they were working with a very small budget and spent most of it on ill-fitting werewolf costumes and facial hair for the game's central protagonist. I'll let you decide which. So, in conclusion, dear viewer, this is Metal Gear Solid meets Bayonetta, and in my book,
Brother.
the imaginary book I have in front of me, in my book, that makes Werewolf a fun little game. Now, it's not going to win any awards. But if you're a fan of horror, stealth games, hack and slash titles, or of the actual tabletop game this is based on, well, you could do a lot worse than Werewolf. Like Cyberpunk 2077. I still think that game is bollocks. Therefore, in conclusion, I'm going to give Werewolf the Apocalypse blah 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 a 7.5 out of 10. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My review for Werewolf the Apocalypse. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then, feel free to give me a thumbs down. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button, bell thingy. Feel free to jump over to my Twitch channel, but Remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed
They've
with
taken her.
gaming.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I could not resist my rage.
I know, my friend. No one could blame you.
She's all that's left of my sister. Find her. Protect her. For Ludmilla.